சார் மேம் வாய்ஸ் செக் பண்ணிடுறீங்களா?
Okay, sir.
ஓகே.
Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am? Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am? Shanti, ma'am, kindly unmute yourself, ma'am. Dear participant, kindly don't share, don't go for presentation mode. Kindly mute your audio and video. Respected Shanti, ma'am, kindly unmute yourself, ma'am, please, ma'am. Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am? Shanti, ma'am? Shanti, ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am? Ma'am, kindly unmute yourself, ma'am. You are muted yourself. Kindly unmute yourself, ma'am. Be able to see you in the screen that you are trying to have conversation with us, but you have muted yourself, ma'am. Kindly unmute yourself.
Can you hear
Yes.
me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now we able to hear you.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you.
No disturbance. Thank you. Father, can we start our session?
Yes, sir. We can start. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm extremely delighted to start our international webinar series 6. The PG Department of Commerce welcome you all for the
In
session.
case the audio is not clear, I will come on the thing mobile.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So because I'm able to sense some kind of a disturbance, to be on the safer side, I'll just use the mobile also.
Yes, ma'am. You can join through your mobile also. And I request the participants to kindly mute your audio and video and don't go for the presentation mode. I'm able to see few of them are going for presentation mode. Kindly stop presenting and go for join option.
Maybe I'll just close that audio. And
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I
I
think
think this particular volume will be better. Can I use this volume?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Be able to.
Yeah,
maybe,
maybe, yeah, I'll just close the other volume and
Yes, ma'am.
then I will come on this because suddenly it was giving some kind of a trouble and I was wondering what's happening like.
Okay, ma'am.
So this would be, yeah, I don't know when this technical glitch is something which is beyond our understanding.
Yes, ma'am.
Just now I had completed 2 hours of class. There wasn't any problem at all.
Welcome you, ma'am, for the session.
So if in case if I'm fast or something, you can always stop me, sir. Maybe
Yes, ma'am.
I'll try to slow down the pace.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. For sure.
Solomon, sir, we can start. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As the PG Department of Commerce welcome you all for the webinar series. I request Reverend Father Dr. Araklasamy, head of the department, to lead us in prayer and also welcome our eminent resource person.
Dear participants, let us bow our head and put ourselves in the holiness of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Almighty and ever-living God, we glorify and thank Thee, Your name. You have showered us with so much blessings, and Your presence continuously reminds us of Your faithfulness and guidance. We, the PG Department of Commerce, humbly ask you to shower our resource person today, Dr. Shanti, of our international webinar series. Shower your grace upon her so that whatever she may share the most of her knowledge, heart and soul to their respective topics. May we also absorb the invaluable knowledge, experiences, and put into practice what we may learn today. We pray that you bless all the coordinators in charge, that they may be able to fulfill their tasks responsibly, that the objectives they have set may all be achieved. Your infinite blessing would mean the success of this international webinar series. May we be living witnesses of your genuine love through the enactment of the knowledge acquired through this international webinar series. We ask this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen. Dear participants, I am so delighted and welcome Dr. Shanti on behalf of our founder, chairman, Reverend Father Dr. J. Yarulraj, our administrator, Reverend Sister Dr. K. Sandhya, our principal, Dr. Ruben, our vice principal, Mrs. Shamala Alexander, and our staff members. It's our immense pleasure to have Dr. Shanti to be the resource person for our international webinar series. And we can speak more about Dr. Shanti. And in Chennai, if we pronounce the name of Stella Maris, and it's not easy to get the seat, and especially in the Department of Commerce. And so to be the head of the Department of Commerce, it's not easy. That I know the difficulty of being the head of the department. And our resource person is heading the Department of Commerce for past 3 years. And he is and she is having very rich experience in the field of teaching. She has completed 32 years of teaching in the college education, and she had the qualification of MCom, MPhil, PGDCA, PhD, and now she is doing a lot of research articles, and she is publishing reputed international journals and all. And when we look at the achievements, what she has achieved, and that we cannot describe since we have very less time. I wanted to mention few of the commitments what she is holding now. And now she is also working different commissions in the University of Madras, and she is also there in the exam board in the MCC College, and she is also there in the recruitment board of Loyola College and other universities also. And in a special way, I need to thank our resource person, Dr. Shanti, and she is taking a lot of new steps in the minds of young generation. And especially this year, we know our pandemic situation, our students, they are not able to have their farewell function, and they are not able to have their culturals and all. They enjoy like anything. And in the degree college and all, farewell will be a great event in their life also. So ma'am has organized an online farewell program, online cultural program, and today also she has completed 2 hours of online class, and she has accepted our invitation, and she is with us. And nearly 7 years I know her, but I know her husband very closely. But I was delighted to see such a great personality. Always I admire his hard work, his sincerity, her sincerity, and the way of approaching the people. Always, she is very simple, very humble person, though she is holding the very big responsibility, and she is a very eminent person. But even then, she is very humble. She is very simple person. So, on behalf of our management, on behalf of our PG Department of Commerce, Shanti ma'am, we are happy to have you as our resource person. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Father, for those
Also,
kind words.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I
And
really
also, I
didn't
welcome
mention.
our, yeah. And also, I welcome our founder chairman, our managing trustee, our registrar, our administrator, principal, vice principal, head of the departments, our PG department colleagues, and all the participants. Without you, we are not able to do anything. But with your support, we are doing this webinar series 6. And also, another 10 days, we are going to have the webinar series 7 and 8. And it's all with your support. Dear participants, you are always with us. And thank you for your participation. Welcome you all. Have a good afternoon and have a fruitful session. Welcome you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Father, those kind words of introduction. Thank you so much. I deem it an honor. And I'm very happy for having given this opportunity. I would like to thank the management, principal, and the dean, as well as the secretary and the head of the department, and all the faculty of the esteemed institution, St. Joseph's. So I'm really very happy to be a part of it. So when I was sharing it with my father, he said, "Oh, it is my college. I studied there." So my dad is a alumni of this prestigious institution. So I'm very happy to be a part of it. And I also congratulate you for all your webinar 6 and also the 7, which is coming up. It is not an easy job to manage such a, eventful webinars and the other things that too in an international style. So thank you very much. So we will just go ahead with this particular seminar. I have put it across as a presentation. So we will go through the PPT and then we will also see how these can be done online. So we will go over to the presentation. So under the presentation, I'm just going ahead with the entire screen itself. Are you able to see my screen? If anyone is able to respond to me,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. Because we will not be able to see anything here. So here, this is an international webinar series imparting trends and technological learning in the field of teaching. So here in this case, there are 3 different aspects I have taken today. One is a Google Meet, second one is a Meet attendance, and third one is a Google Classroom. These are the 3 things that we are going to see today, how it is going to work out. So now, the first one being the Google Meet. So first we will do the theoretical aspect of what these are, and then we will see how these can be done. As far as the Google Meet is concerned, first of all, we will have to schedule the event in a Google Calendar. Secondly, we will have to share this meeting link. Thirdly, we will have to join the meeting and we will have to conduct the classes online. Finally, we can take the attendance using the Meet attendance. So now the first step is to join the Google Meet. How are we going to go ahead with it? First, we will have to schedule the event in a Google Calendar and then select the calendar in a new window, and then we'll have to give an event name. Then we will have to specify the date and the time, that is the start time and the end time, and then add it in the Google Meet conferencing. So maybe now we will see how this can be done. So now, for example, I will just go ahead with any one particular Google Meet as such. Maybe at random, I will take an example so that it will be easy for us to or share how it can be done. So now I have taken another mail ID because this particular mail ID, I'm using this for, Google Meet. So I'm taking another mail ID, which is a G Suite mail ID. I'm from Stella Maris College, and here in our college, we have a work mail ID, which is given as a G Suite ID. And you're able to see the 9 dots right on top. These 9 dots are called as Google Apps. So these 9 dots will give you this particular tab, which shows all the Google apps that are available. We will be using this. Gmail is one. Most often the others we may not be using. So now for our online classes, we are supposed to use all these things. So now you're able to see this blue color icon, which names us calendar. So first we have to click on this calendar. So I'm just pressing on that calendar. It just takes me to a new window. And in this window, if you notice, let's wait. So the calendar shows that is on 17th, this is the date. And these are all my other classes, what they have assigned as such. So now we will see how this particular calendar can be used. Now, at this left-hand top corner, you're able to see a plus symbol with create. So now I press this create. So create is immediately a tab comes like this. And here it shows add title. So let us add a title for this particular meeting. So we will just give it as online meeting, some name. Okay, just for the sake of giving a name, I'm just giving it as online meet. So this is the event that is being created. So now in this create, I will go back again. Online meet, and this is the event that is created. Now the second part is a time. What time I'm going to schedule. So now the time starts the round the clock light. So here in this case, I will just scroll down and take any one particular time. Maybe I'll just give it as 8 p.m. So now, because all the others in the morning, I have scheduled some meetings. So just to make a thing, this 8 p.m. is called as a start time of the meeting. Then 9 p.m. 9 p.m. I'm just conducting this meeting for 1 hour. So 9 p.m. the meeting is over. Now I will have to add it as add Google Meet video conferencing. This add Google Meet video conferencing, when you click, immediately you will be able to get the address or the link. So please wait. So it says that meet.google.com and KRQ, some name is given. Up to 250 participants I can admit. Since it is a G Suite ID, we can have around 250 participants in this particular meet. Now I can go give it as add guests. Add guests are the names of people whom I wanted to give. Maybe if 1 or 2 names are there, you can just give any name that what you remember. At random, I will give some name. Then I'm able to give that one particular name, it is gone. So I will also add my own name. That is, the link will also be going to my mail ID. So I'm just giving couple of it. So if in case, then I will say join the Google Meet. It will take me to the Google Meet, but now I am not going to go for the meet. So I'm just going to save it. So here there is one more thing also you can do. Now this add guest, if you have around 70 students, you cannot be writing all the students' name as such. So what we do is we create an Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, I will be adding all the names of my students. So this particular file will be saved as a CSV file. First, I will save this file. Then it is asking, would you like to send invitation email to Google Calendar guest? I will say yes. And then invite external guest also. Because I have Stella Maris College EDU I have given, and I'm asking from somebody from Gmail. So it is asking external people. So I'll just show an example of this particular file, the Excel file. if you notice, so I have just entered all the students' name. This is the department number of them. And then the department number is stored by me. And then I have all their email addresses. So all these addresses are being stored somewhere around 80 students. If I have means all the 80 students addresses are being stored over here. And then under this particular thing, if you notice, this will have to be a Microsoft Excel file, but saved as a CSV file. CSV means comma separator file. So in this case, what I will do is I will be selecting this particular address and then copy this address, and then I can paste it in my Google link as such. That can also be done. That is for sending the people. That is for creating an event or modifying that particular event. So now I will just go back. Online meet. So in this online meet, starting at 12:30 or whatever the time be. So here in this case, if I don't want it, I can delete it, or if I wanted to edit, it will allow me to edit. Now for adding the guests. So here in this place, if I paste it, all the students' name would appear here. So I did not type anything at all. See, all the students' names are appearing. That is, say for example, some not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. All these students will be sent. So immediately when I save it, I will be sending to these people. So unnecessarily, all these invites will be sent to the students saying that some meeting is happening at that particular time. So here in this case, this is the way you can enter the mail ID of a person or include it as a CSV file and enter all your students and create one link and send it. Another way of sending it is, if in case if you have a WhatsApp group, you can create a WhatsApp group for your class, and all the WhatsApp group, you can just give only one single link. The link can be copied and it can be sent to those people. So immediately all those students will be able to see your mail ID and they will be able to get or connected to your Google Meet as such. So now, if in case, if you wanted to make some modification and correction, so in this case, you just give a double click on that, on this Meet, immediately you will be able to click on this. So any kind of modification, I don't want to add anything new. So here, just click on online meet, the whole thing is coming. Whatever the thing that I wanted to change now, I can change. So this date I can change, or this 8 p.m. I can change, or 9 p.m. I can change, or I don't want, this doesn't repeat. This comes into for only one particular hour. Say for example, we are taking class every day. Every day we are going to take class. Every day we don't need to have a Google Meet as such. So we can create one single meet and then ask the students to come for the rest of the class. So now this is a drop button which is called as does not repeat. Under that you click it. So daily is there, weekly on Fridays are there, monthly is there, annual is there, every weekday is there. So now let me customize it. I will customize it and say repeat every single day. That is, every day I'm going to have a class. So then I will put it as week, because the other options will be, it will be for a day or day, week or month or year. I will just put it as week. Under this, I will select all the days of the week. That is, the college is working on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If your college is working on Saturday also, you click Saturday too. These are all the repeating. That is, every day I'm going to have the class. Then when is it going to end? I will give it as on which date I am ending this. Maybe the semester is getting over in the month of November. So November 5th, I just give the date, which means the event will be created all through till the month of November. So here I can either give it as November, or I can simply give it as July I wanted to create the class. Maybe till July 31st, I am creating the class. I give it as done here. and then I will give it as save. So once it is saved, this modified information will be sent to all my recipients, all the students' name, whoever that I had mentioned it, isn't it? So every other thing will all be going into those students that there is a meeting at 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. There will be something what ma'am is going to schedule, or you're going to have our classes, because all these mornings are all being with all our classes, it has been already given. So now, if you notice, we will go to the calendar and see here it is on a weekly basis I will go to the next week. Next week, you're able to see this is what I have created. Online meet, what I created now, 8 to 9 p.m. It is on 20th, 21st, 23rd, 24th, 25th. And Saturday, Sunday, no class. Then again, I'm clicking 31st. Then again, it says on 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. All these days, the Google Meet is being created. So for my students, I have created a Google Meet from this date to this date on this particular time. This is what we have done in the case of Google Meet. Say, for example, when I am doing it this way, our timetable is not a fixed timetable. One day we have a first hour, one day we have a second hour, one day we may have a last hour. So in that case, what we can do is, I have just done it for my other class, maybe a corporate accounts class that I have done or a management accounts class. I enter the time from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So 9 to 3 is my working hour now. Our online classes can be conducted from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So the entire 9 to 3 I am blocking. So in that case, I can conduct my class any one particular hour. I will give the link to my students and the timetable is given to them. So based on the timetable, okay, corporate accounts classes in the 4th hour, they will come in the 4th hour with that particular link and I can also enter. And if it is a management accounts class, then again, I will give that particular class and I am entering it. Or if it is a CSR class or any one particular class, what you have created an ID, for that ID, you can create a platform like this and you can store it and you can give one particular link. This link can either be emailed to your students with a CSV file or you can WhatsApp to them with that particular link so that they will be able to get into that meeting on that day of your timetable. So you can do it for your first PG class, second PG class, your first year BCom, second year BCom, third year BCom, all the classes, what all you're taking, each and every time you can just give the whole slot and you can give them the link and you will have to be there in that particular meeting and your students will be coming there. So this is with regarding the Google part as such. Okay, now again, I will go back to the PPT to show the next slide. This is the, so here I'm just repeating what is being said. See the meeting link and save that event. When you create an event, the meeting ID will be automatically sent to the mail recipients. Again and again, once I modified, I never did anything. So when I'm modifying it and I'm sending it, I will be sending it to all the students. It will automatically be generated to all those students. There will not be anything else that will be done. Then the event can be modified for a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis, or I can customize that also. So to repeat an event, what did I do? You will have to click on does not repeat and give it as daily and then save an event. Okay, the next one is you will be able to see the same event which is scheduled for each and every day. That is what I was showing it. It is all appearing in blue color. Whatever is appearing in the blue color, that shows that particular meeting event that you have created. And then you share this link as an email ID using the comma separated file and then copy the link to your WhatsApp group also. Then how to handle online class by presenting and recording. Now the meeting is being done by you. Now we are going in to see how this particular meeting, you can conduct a class or you can present a class. So now you enter the Google Meet using the code, like how you entered today. If they are organizers, they will be going in for the presentation mode. If we are to join it, we will give it as join the meeting. So we will just give it as join, like a student means students will join. As a class teacher, you will be starting the meeting. The starting the meeting will be done by the organizer or the teacher, and the students will be joining the meeting. And then their audio and video will be enabled. So once an audio button, you will be able to see a speaker button like, so that button is your audio button. And there will be a video like, video cam like a picture will be there. That is for your video. So now you can insist on the students, they can mute their audio and mute their video. If you wanted to take the attendance, you can ask them to unmute and then you can give your attendance at that particular time. Otherwise, when the teacher is presenting, it is better the students have muted themselves and also the video is also off, so that too much of data is not lost or there will not be any kind of disturbance as such. Otherwise, 2 or 3 people are unmuting themselves. The audio will not be clear at all. So please insist when you are taking a class on a Google Meet, ask your students to mute your audio as well as the video. Okay, now we will go on to this particular presentation and see again how we can do that. So going back to this Google, and we will just see how this particular class or the presentation can be done. So now I will go to any one meeting because I'm already in one meeting. So I will just open another meeting. So this is a letter like that you will be getting whenever a Google Meet is created. In that join with Google Meet, a particular link will be created. So you can just click on this particular link. It is opening another tab. It says the video thing comes. This is the start of it. This is what I was mentioning it as an audio button and the video button. This audio button and video button at the beginning itself, if you're going to switch it off, you will not be disturbing anybody. Otherwise, you will be unnecessarily, you will be disturbing the others also. So you can take the camera off and the video off. Now, there is nobody else, but still I'm giving it as join now because I'm just showing it to you how this particular meet can be done as such. So now here, this is the screen that we are able to get it. So under this, you are able to see the meeting detail. Right at the bottom, you have the last corner, like one arrow mark will be there. Just click on that. In that, the meeting details will be displayed to you. That is, it says that this is the meeting ID and copy joining information will be there and an attachment. This attachment, you can give any information to your students. Before the students could come to a class, maybe you are taking an accounts class. So in that case, you can upload a problem as an attachment and ask them to, you can come inside the class and work it out. That can be done. Or in a management class, you can present a case study. The entire case study can be given as an attachment and subsequently you can ask the students to view it. If you have 50 students, all the 50 students will be having that particular attachment. So based on that, you can discuss the case study during the class. This is the first one with regarding the meeting detail. Then the next one is this audio button. The audio button is the one that is turned off and the video button is the one that is being turned off. Then turn on captions. When I say turn on captions, whatever the person is speaking, that will be shown on the monitor. So if that person is talking, that whatever the person is expressing, as in when I'm talking, if I would have done it in my presentation, all what I'm talking will be coming as a slide like. So here I'm on to a new one, so it is enabled here. So turn off the caption and turn on the caption. This is a toggle switch where you can switch it on and switch it off. Then the next one is the present now. So when I give it as present now, these are the 3 things that you are getting. So now if you notice in my screen, I have put the whole screen on. Normally for a presentation, we should not do the entire screen, because we will be having so many personal information also. As a teacher, it is not advisable to go ahead with the entire screen. But just for the sake of presenting, I have so many icons which are being minimized and kept. So in order to use that, I have happily given it as a present entire screen. But when you are taking a class for your students, do not give it as entire screen. Okay, you can give it as a window. So once when you say a window, you're able to see this particular window. So in this window, you will be clicking it inside. Once when you click it inside, you will see the blue color share button. The blue color share button was not there before. Only after me clicking it inside, it was enabled. So once when you click it inside, you will be able to share this particular window. If I don't want to share it, I cancel it, because these are all the things that are there in the present video as such. Now the presenting part, the third one is Chrome tab. What is this Chrome tab? Chrome tab is the one which is best for videos and animations. Maybe in your class, you wanted to give a video. So you have downloaded a video, and this video you wanted to play it inside the class. Maybe you are taking a paper like social media marketing. So in that you wanted to download an advertisement and you wanted to show it to the students. So you have already downloaded that particular advertisement for the students. Then in that case, you will go to Google Drive. So Google Drive, I think you all will know where Google Drive will be. So here again, I go back to this 9 dots. 9 dots is the one that I go. And in this 9 dots, you just select it. And here, there will be the Google Drive. See, this particular triangle like is the Google Drive. So in this Google Drive, if you click on that, there will be some videos or whatever the thing that what you have uploaded already will be displayed for you. So once that is there, you from your Google Drive, you can take any one video and upload it. When you are uploading, always take a new tab. New tab, and that particular link, whatever that you have in your drive, just paste it in this particular place. Maybe what to do in a Google Classroom or whatever the search that you are having, you will be copying that and you will be pasting that particular URL there. So in that case, that Google Chrome, the data is getting pasted over there, and then you can directly take that link and run it. So that time the video clarity will be very good. At the same time, the animation part of it will also be excellent. So here I'm coming back to the presentation here. This is my Meet. Since I'm already there, it is not allowing me to see that. Okay. Okay. So now, so resume your presentation. I'm there, is it? You please tell me. I'm there in the presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So now resume the presentation. So these are the 3 dots that I have. And then after this, I will go on to these 3 dots. Let us see what these 3 dots are all about. Now, here meeting being recorded. If this is not there, because your meeting is completely recorded here. When you see this red button, it is understood the meeting is recorded. Otherwise, if you want to record it, you will click on this. Meeting is to be recorded. Or you can record it for a time being, and then if you have finished your classes, you are going to discuss with your students, you can give a stop recording button and it would stop the recording. And then the change layout. Change layout is how you will be able to see the people, who are all the people who are all there. There are 3 different options for the layout. One is the spotlight. Spotlight is one way the student can see the entire presentation of yours. Only your monitor is shown at the time of spotlight. Nothing is visible. Only the presentation will be visible. The sidebar. Sidebar is one way you wanted to see the presentation and also all the students. Whether the students are all listening to you or not, you want to see. Then in that case, you are seeing these things also. That is, the sidebar will be, the presentation will be there, and also your students who are all being there on the other side. The third option is under the layout, the tiled option. The tiled option is, I want to see all my students. So what are all my students doing? So in that case, I'll be able to see all them. At the time, you can see only 16 people, not beyond that. And it will keep on be scrolling. The first is 16 and the next 16 and the next 16. So that is how the presentation part of the layout will be there. I repeat, in the change layout, there are three options. Either you can see the full screen of the presentation, or you can see only the, at the side, the presentation and a few people, the participants, or the tiled view will give almost all the participants up to 16. Second one is a full screen option. This is what I was explaining. If you don't want the full screen, I am already in the full screen, you can give escape and come back to it. So if it is a full screen is there, if the full screen option is not there, means you can escape and come back to that. Turn on caption is the one I told you already. Once what all you are speaking, that will be turned on over there. And then the next one will be settings. The settings is whatever the few changes with regarding your microphone or speakers, whatever that you wanted to do, you can just change those settings as such. And then give it as done. So these are all the ones that we have in this. Use a phone for audio, like how I'm using the phone for audio. And if there is any report problem or anything, we can just report it. All these are there in this particular icon. So now we have seen this entire layout. That is the meeting details we saw, and then the audio we saw, then the video we saw, then the turning on the captions we saw, and the presentation, how to present, all the three type of presentations, only is the full screen or the only a window or the Google tab. All these we saw, and finally this particular thing. Okay, now the last part is, I will just click on to this particular place where I'm able to see the participants. Now, when you wanted to see all your students, whether all your students are present or not, you can just scroll it and see whether these people are here or not. So this is your people's view as such. This is the chat mode. In the chat mode, you can find out whether the students have given or raised any query, any doubt that they have raised, or they are saying any comment or anything that you can see in the chat box. And here in the center, there will be a box where you will be able to see the attendance link as such. So here the attendance meet link is not there. I will show it in any one of my attendance links so that you will be able to see how the attendance link is seen over here. So these are all the things with regarding the Google Meet as such. So I have completed the first part of the presentation. So now we will move on to the second part of our presentation. Sorry. So these are all the ones that we saw. Google tab and Chrome tab is the one that we have. So now the second part of our class today, I said we are dividing it into three parts. One is your Google Class Meet, then is a Google Classroom, and the third one is our attendance. So now we are moving on to the second session of our class. Here in this case, we need to create a classroom. The Meet link is different and the classroom link is different. So we need to create a classroom link, and this will be shared with all our students, and then copy this particular class code to either the mail ID of the students or on the WhatsApp group. And then we will see how it is working now. I will again go in for the presentation. Maybe a Google Classroom we can take. Any one example from my class I will take so that it is easy to explain with an example. So now I'm going to this 9 dots, which is a Google app. So from here, I just drag it down. One, like a green color board. You are able to see a board right down. So you're able to see my screen, sir? You're able to see my screen? Oh,
Yes,
thank you, sir. Thank you. Just for confirmation. Otherwise, I will be talking all by myself because this is, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, this is a green button, which is a classroom. So the classroom icon, I am clicking. So immediately it says you create a new classroom. So it is just revolving around and a new classroom it will be showing. We will see how the classroom can be This is usually taking a little longer. Yes. Yes. So here I already have some couple of classes. So now these are the already my second BCom class or the third BCom class is the one that is there. So now here there is a plus symbol. I just create a new class. There are two options. One is either you can join a class or create a class. Now, as a teacher, we will create a class. We will ask our students to join the class. So now give it as create class. Here the class name is required. I'll simply give it as some name. The first MCOM, maybe section A I'm giving. Subject is any one paper, maybe corporate accounts, I'll just put it. Some name. The room you can ignore. So here, this is create. So now I have created a new classroom. It is as simple as that. You just go to your Google Classroom, click the plus symbol, and after giving the plus symbol, you're going to give the name of the class, the section, and the subject name, and the room number. Immediately, you will be able to see a screen like this. So in the screen, it is come as first MCOM, A section, and the class code. This NHUEM. This is the class code. This class code, you can give it to our students as a WhatsApp code, or in your Google Meet itself, you can just type it so that the students will be able to get your link access. But the easiest way is to put it on the class group. Create a WhatsApp group with your students and you can paste it. If you're not comfortable with that, go in for the mail and then paste it as in their individual mail as such. So now we are able to see these four options. These are the four options that are available in a Google Classroom. One is the stream. So the stream is the one, this is it. So here you are say, if you wanted to share something, so here you can type, that is share, welcome to your class, or good afternoon, or something, whatever that you wanted to give it, you can just put it as what you wanted to share and you can post that to the students. So you can just post it. So this is something what you are posting it in the stream. Then here in this case, you can select a theme. Instead of this blue color, something else, if you wanted to put it something green or something significant with that particular class, you can add it on. And then uploading a photograph is also possible. So all these are only for the stream. Now the main thing is the classwork. What is the classwork that I am going to give it? So even here there is a Meet, there is a Google Calendar, and the Drive folder, everything will be available. Now I am going to assign the work, so I'm giving it as create. So when I say create, the various options that are available to create is, I can create an assignment for the students or a quiz assignment to the students, and I can simply give a question, or I can post a material or reuse a post, which I have to say, for example, I'm also taking this corporate accounts for the first MCOM and also a third BCom class. Maybe certain problems I wanted to give it for both the classes, or certain material I have wanted to, maybe a corporate accounts, final accounts format. Format is something common for the PGs as well as the UGs. So that particular thing, what I have used it in the PG class, I can also use it in the UG class. That is called as a reusing of the post. So now we will take this assignment and we'll see how it can be done. So I give the title. Maybe I give it as final accounts format. Some name I'm just giving. Okay, final or format. And then any instructions. So this is a format. You're supposed to learn this format I'm giving. And then I can add it. Add it how? Either the format part of it, I can take it from my Google Drive. So which has already been stored in my Google Drive, I'm taking. Or I can take a link, and the link I can paste it on a document and provide that link for the students. Or I can have an attachment of a file. So this particular attachment of a file, any one file in your desktop or your C drive or D drive, you can just put it across. Or a YouTube video that you wanted to upload it, you can add. All these things can be given as an assignment. So now you give it as create. So whatever the assignment that you have created, it can be created as a document, or a slide or as a spreadsheet or as a drawing or as a Google form. In any of these ways, it can be created. Now, in this case, you can assign whatever the kind of marks that you wanted to give it. This is for my MCOM students, for all students. Here, all students, if I take means if I have 80 students, all the 80 students, a link will go. Points, I can give it as instead of 100, I can give it as 10 points. Or for every question, one mark. I can give it that way also. Points, I can change it. Otherwise, I'm not going to give any points at all, which means I'm giving it as ungraded, which means I'm not giving any marks at all for this assignment. This is a mock assignment. First assignment, I just wanted to give it to the students, how they are able to learn it. So I'm giving it as ungraded. So the due date, I can give the time. So when is the due date? I can specify it as on 20th you submit. And the time is normally middle of the night only it will be giving that. Ultimate time on that day till the nth minute they can do the assignment. So this particular time will be given for them. So these are all the things that you are doing. And then any topic, what is the topic that you're going to give it? That will be given. This rubric is the evaluation part. Whatever the technique of evaluation that you're going to use, you will be doing. And then you will be saving all these options, whatever that you have given. So I have given the save option here. So it is a first MCOM class, it's an ungraded one, and this is a time of specification, and all these are the ones that has been done. So this is how an assignment will be created. Now I will give you an example maybe. So I'll just go back to the previous class. Okay, one other class I will take it, maybe the third BCom class that I will take it just for the sake of showing it. So I'm just giving a classwork. So the classwork, what is given, maybe a P&L account format is given. So in this case, this is how it will appear. You're able to see there are 67 students have returned the P&L account format to me. 3 girls, it has been assigned. Then it is given 3 girls returned, which means if 3 girls returned is I have corrected that and then I have returned it back to the students. This is how it will appear to you. So when it was posted and how many people have returned it back to me, that is they have done the problem and they have submitted it to me. And 3 girls, they have not done it at all, or they had some technical issues, they were not able to complete it. Now the format of the balance sheet. So format of the balance sheet is given as a material. So just for example, so if I'm clicking on this, so this particular thing is coming as a format. So the entire thing is what is your liability side, what is your asset side, and the working note for your final accounts. So these are the things that are given as a material. A textbook can be given as a material, or you can hand prepare a material and you can forward it. That can also be done. And another way is quiz. So quiz can also be conducted. So today there was a quiz that was conducted. So some 37 students have answered and 36 students are able to complete the quiz. So the quiz here means it will be like this. A simple quiz, for example, I have given. It will be in the form of a Google form. You give a question and all the 4 options you will be typing, and then this will be appearing as question number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many other questions that you wanted to have it as a quiz, you can give. So let us go back to our class here, and then going back to your MCOM class. So here in this case, you are giving your classwork. Classwork, maybe you can go back to that class of your MCOM. I'll just give you an example of your quiz. Hope what I'm speaking is clear because it is all one side.
Yes, ma'am. Very clear.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So here a blank quiz I'm taking. So this blank quiz, I'm just giving one example how to create a quiz. So here you give it as the title. So title, I will give it as some accounts Under this, I will take some, you prepare a Word document and keep. So in the Word document, I've just prepared it as some objective type of question. So here, debenture redeemable after 10 years are considered as what? So here, this is the question. So the question at random, I am copying this question and I will go back to my Google class and then I will give it as in this question. I will type it as this question. Debentures redeemable after 10 years are. Now option 1. So here again, I go back to my Word. These are all the options that I've already typed. So all these I am copying and then I will go back to my class. Then under this option, I will paste it. So it says that it is as simple as that. You already created one Word document, which we have already done it in our previous classes or whatever that we can take it. So the question is given and all the options are given to you. So now at the end, you are giving the add another option as any other or anything else you wanted to add also, you can add. Then the answer key. Answer key is you press this add, which is the incorrect answer or the correct answers. So the correct answer is what? Maybe a or B or C. You're going to type in that because I'm not able to see anything. So that correct answer is typed over here and then you're going to save it. Then in this place, I'm giving a point. 1 point is given. So this 1 point is given means, so it will be telling me or 2 points I can give or single point I can give. Then in that case, if this particular question is being given 1 point, at the end of it, you give it as done. So this question is over. This is a multiple choice question where these are all the choices I've given. I have also given the answer key and the students can take that answer key and they can tell me whether they have done it or not. Now at this right hand, you are able to see a plus symbol. This plus symbol means that you can add one more question. The one more question need not be multiple choice. You can give any type. Maybe I can take a paragraph question or a short question or a checkbox, anything. Maybe a short answer I will be giving it. So I will just list it as any one question. Maybe you can say the, the intangible assets. Something. What are all the intangible assets? I'm just at random, I'm just typing something just to save time also. So here, this is the short answer question, which means they are supposed to write the answer and then give it to me. In this short answer text, they can write the answer and submit it. So now all these are given. I'm there in my class mode as such. Now I press it as send. So I have got 10 questions. So the Google form is come. Question number 1 is there, question number 2 is there, and all these are being sent it automatically to the, respondents. If I say yes, it will go to all my students. I am not going to do anything now. So if in case here in this place, you will be selecting. Otherwise, I'll have to cancel here. Press your email of all your students, you will be able to create a blank quiz. So this is with regarding your classroom, where in the classroom, I will again go back to the classroom, what we have done. We have got the stream. I told you that is the first page. Second page is a classroom, the classwork, where I can create a material. I can either an assignment or a quiz or question or material or the repost or anything I can create it over here. Then the people are my students. So the entire class as a CSV or you can enter that and the students will all be added over here. And the grades. Grades is the mark that you're going to give. So here it says that your class doesn't have any students at all. So since I don't have any students, I'm not able to give a grade here. Otherwise, when I have some 80 students over there, I can give a grade to them that this particular mark is A grade or B grade or it is pass or not, or all these informations can be given in the evaluation part or this particular marking part. So this is the second thing that I have done. We can go back to our PowerPoint presentation. So now coming to this slide again, this is a stream, classwork, people and grade. And then, yeah, this is it. Whatever the classroom that we have done, all these 4, I have explained. This is the second step of my presentation. First is a Google Meet and second is a Google Classroom. Now the third one is how can we take attendance of the students? So that we will see the next step. So the attendance can be taken as a Google Meet attendance. So the Meet attendance is a separate app as such. It is there with Google. So we will have to download that. So here, Meet attendance enables us to record the entry and exit of the students. When the students are entering into the class, when are they leaving the class? This is what they will have to see. And what we will do is, we will have to select the Google Chrome Meet attendance. This is the app I said. So go to Google Chrome and Meet attendance. Please do not go use IE or Firefox. Don't use Firefox. Don't use Internet Explorer. I advise you all to please use only the Google Chrome, which is very compatible. So the Meet attendance is the one that is taken. Then add to Chrome. So it will be asking, you just click it as add to Chrome. There will be a confirmation box will pop up. And that time you say add extension. The extension will have to be added. Only then you can take the attendance Meet. Then the extension is added to the Chrome browser. So to the Chrome browser, that extension will be added. And you will be able to see a gray color apple. So apple is the icon. I'll be showing it in my browser. A gray color icon will be shown. And in that a tick mark will be there. It will all be there in a gray color. Then only on entering a Google Meet. Once when I'm entering a Google Meet, that apple, gray apple, turns into a red color apple, which means that attendance is being enabled. That is what the meaning of that. Then on Google Meet, a checkbox will be available. You will be able to see a small box. That checkbox will be there. It will show the number of people who are attending this particular event. And then the Meet will be asking a link of account where to save the attendance. Maybe you can specify your work mail ID or any other mail ID where it will be showing that so many people are attending this particular session. And it will all be stored in your Google Drive. You don't need to worry about the memory or space or anything at all, because it will all go into the Meet Google Drive as such. Your space will not be affected. Then Meet attendance wants to access your Google attendance. Allow the attendance to be working. Only then you will be able to put it across. Then there will be an Excel sheet that will be available, and in that Excel sheet you will be able to see the presentation. So now we will see a demonstration. So now I will just go back to my class. So any existing class only I can take. Otherwise, I will just go to an example and then show it to you how it is working. So I will directly go for this attendance. Here, see in my icon, you are able to see one black color spot over there. This is my gray apple that I was saying. On top of it, it is
Yes,
a gray, Meet attendance, and it is a gray apple. The gray apple is being ticked over there. Why is it showing as a gray apple? I am not in any Google Meet now. Okay, because I am not a presenter now. I am joined the meeting. So here it is showing it in the gray color. At the side of it, you are able to see another icon. That is an extension icon. So these two things should be downloaded by you all. Only then the attendance would come. See, now in the morning, I have taken a class attendance for my class. So I'll just show it. Okay. So now this particular attendance can be scrolled down till number 80. There were 80 students who were present for this class. So this is a Meet attendance where it will go and sit in a separate Excel sheet, I said. This is the Google Excel sheet. So it says Meet attendance on 20th. That is 17th, this morning, 10 o'clock, the class, what I had taken. And then it shows that these were all the 80 students who were present for my class. And it shows that the time also, that is at 10 o'clock 04 is the attendance that I have taken. Then there is a link. If I go to press this particular link, it will be there in my Google Drive. This particular attendance will be there. So I can be very sure that these are all the attendance of my class that I have given. Any live demo, I'm not able to give it because the class is not there happening. So I'll just try my best if in case if I could go in for another meet or something. Because this is the last aspect, kindly bear with me for another 5 minutes. I will wind up. I think I'm exceeding the time a little. Oh my, there's something wrong. Yeah.
ಅವಾಗಿಂದ ಕಾಯ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಕೈ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ರ ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ
So here,
ಕೈ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಅಂತೀನಿ.
no, it is since the live class is not there, it is not allowing me to open that.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll just try my best. I'll just try it
Okay, ma'am.
so that you will be able to see how the Google Meet works.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Since I'm there in one meet, I don't know it will allow me to go in for another meet. Yeah, it is allowing.
Yes. Able to.
Things are open now, so it is taking a little longer time. Just 5 more minutes, I will finish it.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೈ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದ್ರ?
Yeah. Yeah, it says nobody is there, but I'll just give it. So now you're able to see the apple in red color.
Yes, ma'am.
Earlier, when I was in your meet, it never showed. It was in a gray color one. So now I am inside a Google Meet now. So it says that this particular thing is showing in the red color apple. So now in this case, I can just say because there is no other option that it is you will have to bear with this. So now I will just click in between. Now the people and the chat box. These are all the two things that are there. So now in between for the meeting details, I'll just click on there. So you're able to see a box here. This box is the meet attendance. This is the meet attendance box. So now you just click on this. Just go to the meet attendance. It will say who are all the people who are there in my first MCOM class. At present, it is only me who is there in that particular class. It will show that only I am there in the. I will go back to the class. This is with regarding to the meet attendance. This is very easy for the faculty members to take attendance. They don't need to physically be taking the attendance at all. It will automatically go and sit in your Google class. So in that way, it's a very, very good option, I would say. So it is still loading. So now, just now it came. Maybe it is taking a longer time. But the meet attendance is come here. No, it is still loading. It is still not able to get that document. Because there aren't any students, isn't it? Maybe that is why. So otherwise, the meet attendance is how I had shown it as a Google sheet. It will be appearing for all the students. So this is the last part which I was wanting to present. I don't know, which is allowing me to get back to the system now. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this call has been recorded, and have I left the meeting or something? No.
No, ma'am.
No. Yeah. Okay. So now I will do the stop sharing. Now I have done the entire presentation. Finally, you give it as stop sharing, which means your entire thing is over. So I have completed the three aspects of it. Hope it was clear. Hope you were able to understand what is a Google Classroom or a Google Meet and the Meet attendance part of it. Thanks for the opportunity given. Once again, I thank the management, principal, and the head of the department, Father Edeklam, and the entire faculty team for having given this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable address. Our participants have a few questions for you, ma'am.
Sure. Yes.
One participant asked, sharing mail with link, few students to share them friends to create problems. How to solve the issue?
See, the thing is, you should not allow them to share in between. You will have to have a control of the class. So for that only, our G Suite mail was very much helpful. So I am also advising the management also, if possible, they can go in for a G Suite account. Otherwise, you will have to ask them to have a particular link. Only that particular link they can use it. See, otherwise anybody can come inside your class. Now this Stella Maris College EDU will allow only my student. I cannot, my own personal mail ID, I cannot use it over there. To that extent, it will be restricting me. So in that case, only the G Suite is one thing which is really advisable and which is secure. Otherwise, request the students that you will give those personal email IDs. Those email IDs, you will collect it and you will save it as a CSV file, I said, comma separator file. And that particular mail only you will interact with the students. You will not interact with them in any other mail. Because once you are allowing them, you will have to admit them, admit kind of. At that time, when they are coming in another mail, don't allow. You just deny it. So once all your mail ID is given, they will automatically be able to enter the class. Even before you could enter the class, they will be sitting for you. All the 60, 70 will be sitting by the time you could come inside the class. But if there are anybody else using any other mail, you just deny them, you don't allow them. Second, my sincere advice will be, better to use Google or the Google Meet as such. Don't use Zoom, because in Zoom what happens is the student can write anything on the screen. They have the ability to scratch, scribble, write anything on the screen as such. Whereas it will definitely be a disturbance for the teacher, and they can also write anything what they like. So in that case, I will advise the Google platform. It will not allow anybody else to come inside your room. It is only you, the teacher, will have a control of it. And one more thing is, in a Google Meet, you are the organizer and only you can organize. All the others will have to join the meet only. So in that way, you will have a complete control over that particular classroom. Yes,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Can we use Meet attendance extension in our mobile phone, ma'am?
Yeah, you can, because why we aren't using was, that was one other thing that they were telling or suggesting us, that we have the habit of using our banking transactions in your mobile. Then in that case, it is better not to use too many data in that, which is not advisable at all. That's for our own security reason. So why are we using a laptop means, the laptop is more secure to use these kind of a platform. Whereas in your mobile thing, you are using your GPay or you are using your scanned code and all that banking transaction, everything if you do means it's not advisable. That's the only thing. But you can use your Meet attendance definitely using your mobile. There is no hard and fast rule at all. We are only concerned about the safety and security. Now the cyber crime is just on the verge of increase. So we also need to protect ourselves also. So that is the only hitch there. Otherwise, the mobile app will allow you to download the Meet attendance and then click on the Chrome extension, add it, and then proceed. You also have one more tick mark over there. So when you download the tick mark, you will also show how many or how long the students were there in a class. When your class is for 45 minutes, whether the students were there for 15 minutes or for 45 minutes, when they came in, when they went out, you will be able to see a green light from this time to this time. The girls were there. All will be there in your Google Sheet. Everything will come and you will know how long these students were there in the classroom. That much the extension works. Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Thank you so much,
Yes.
ma'am. We all enjoyed your talk. Now I invite Mr. Rishi, sir, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce, to thank our resource person.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, all. I deem it a great honor to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making this session such a resounding success. First of all, I would like to propose heartily thanks to our distinguished speaker, Dr. S. Shanti, for making
Rishi, sir.
excellent presentation and making the session interesting and meaningful to us. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to
Rishi, sir, your voice is not clear. Rishi, sir.
express our profound gratitude to our founder.
Rishi, sir, I hope you have network issues.
Solomon sir,
PG
English
Department of Commerce to making this session more knowledgeable and useful to us. Thank you all. And also thank our system admin, Mr. Jayan, or
Rishi, sir. Sir, you are not.
And also I would like to thank our all aspirants to giving their valuable time and attention to this session. Your feedback and that is highly observed. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir. First of all, I would like to propose a thanks to our distinguished speaker, Dr. S. Shanti, Associate Professor, Stella Maris College, for making excellent presentation and making the session interesting and meaningful to us. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to express our profound gratitude to our founder, Reverend Father Dr. J. Arulraj, our administrator, Reverend Sister Dr. K. Sandiag Mary, our principal, Dr. R. Ruben, our vice principal, Mr. Shamla Alexander, and Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi, our head of the department, Reverend Father Adeklasamy, and staff members of the PG Department Commerce to making this session more knowledgeable and useful to us. Thank you all. And also thank our system admin, Mr. Jayachandran, for providing a technical assistant for this webinar series. Thank you, sir. And also, I would like to thank all aspirants to giving their valuable time and attention to this session. Your feedback and attendance highly appreciated. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request our head of the department, Reverend Father Dr. Adeklasamy, sir, to say a few words. Father? Yes, Father.
Yes, sir. On behalf of our founder chairman, our administrator, principal, all the heads of St. Joseph's College, I am once again gratefully remember the work of Dr. Shanti. When I approached her, happily she accepted the invitation and she is with us. Ma'am, really it was an excellent presentation and it's eye-opener for all the academicians and our students. Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful session. And really, we will use it. And you are a pioneer and eye-opener for us also. Thank you so much, ma'am. And also I thank Dr. Solomon, Mr. Rishi, our some admin Jayachandran, and all the participants. And we are doing And also our international webinar series 7 on 27. I invite you all to join us. Thank you. Salam, you
Thank you
can
for
give
that.
the instructions for the.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am, for your.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, I can leave the meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody,
Presentation.
for the patient listening. So I also enjoyed your company.
Excellent.
So it was a pleasure.
Ma'am, I too happy to listen your words.
Thank
I
you
have
so much.
to use this technology, but now I'm very happy.
Yeah, please use Ma, because this is really the need of the hour. We will not give up. Yes.
Last
Yeah.
1.5 years, I'm using that,
Very
but
good.
still I have many doubts.
Okay,
But now through this,
it's all clear.
I clarified. Thank
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Very, very happy, Ma. Very happy.
you. Okay.
Very, very happy. Yeah.
So
Thank you
excellent
so much. Yeah.
service. It is a time to present this
Yeah,
seminar.
yeah. Correct time. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thanks.
Yes. I will just leave. Okay, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Just
Thank you, ma'am.
okay, sir. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Dear participants, you can find your